the second AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament match that we saw. One that started off with a bang. Really aggressive stuff. I love the hard-hitting start. I have been really digging the Eddie Kingston, Lance Archer, Jon Moxley feuds that have been going on. This was a hard chopped battle, a hard physical battle, as expected, with two guys, two grinders, two essentially journeymen that are, going to do whatever it takes to get to the top. And it was unfortunate what we saw at the end. Thankfully, Lance Archer tweeted out and everything that he's okay, but it was a scary spot. I mean, this is a big man that can do a lot of impressive stuff. And, as Taz tweeted out and others have tweeted out, it doesn't matter, things happen, and, this is a serious business. All that aside, we hope Lance is okay. And we are obviously huge Murderhawk monsters and love Lance Archer, and can't wait to see what he has in store next. Who knows if this was the actual planned finish in terms of Eddie going over or not. But regardless, the match I thought was really interesting. I like Lance's non-traditional offense, picking up a guy from the crowd, using him as a weapon, which we've seen in the past. I love that spot. I always am a sucker for that kind of spot. Choke slamming into someone and just ragdolling, the ring generals or the ring apron guys and gals and stuff. So I think that, we'll get over that and Lance will move on and it'll be fine. But what more intriguing was, like you talked about in that Road to the Top promo, was the Eddie Kingston promo and the Bryan Danielson stuff. So I am more and more intrigued. I was wanting to see Lance Archer and Bryan Danielson, but now I'm really invested in the Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson after that promo. Yeah. I think once again, as we just talked about, adjusting your styles, this is a brawler. Dustin Rhodes is a brawler too, but he's got a lot of technical stuff. Eddie Kingston is, talk about Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson with the chop battles. Imagine Kingston throwing chops and then Bryan Danielson throwing those kicks. Kick, chop battle back and forth like that. It's going to be like,
I like that. I can already see it happening in my head. I like what you're saying, dude. Absolutely.
What did you think of the match overall?
Yeah, man. It's hard not to, on the heels of that match, it's hard not to just kind of focus on the way that ended. It was brutal to see the way that Lance took that. I mean, it really was almost like you could tell he was trying to fully complete that rotation, and man, he landed like right on his forehead. Was pretty brutal to watch that, but yeah, I too am with you. I like seeing Lance, and just his style in the ring. I was sitting there on the couch watching it, and I was just like, man, Lance is one of those guys that even as he's getting older, he still has it. He has and he's so unique in AEW. And yeah, we've seen more big men start to bloom and blossom on the roster, but Lance is still one of those guys that is still, he stands out in the landscape of the company.
Right.
I'm a big fan of his. I do think that Eddie versus Danielson's is going to be an intriguing matchup from the sense that both vets there. That after that promo, it's going to be very personal. It's going to be, you could tell Eddie's got that chip on his shoulder. I'm intrigued on where it's going to go. But yeah, I mean, for me, it was more of like, it was a brutal match. Two guys who, like, again, this was the rubber match. So Kingston came out, and it felt like Kingston was almost mad that the match ended that way. You know what I mean? You could tell he almost was mad that it was like, man, like he wanted it to end the way that those two warriors deserved it to end. Right. But I think from the two, the matchup styles, I think that Danielson is the better matchup with Kingston. I like their pairing together.